all animals have dietary levels at which they exhibit optimal performance. The function of each type of animals, size of animal, and production nutrients, namely protein, fat, and lipid. Vitamins, minerals, and water have a specific function in the animal. There are two types of cattle, namely beef and dairy cattle require energy for pregnancy and production of milk. A mature cow with an average with about 300 to 400 kilograms will require about 150 to 250 grams digestible crude protein daily basis. A crowing lamb of 5 to 40 kilograms live weight will consume dry matter about 3 to 40 body weight per day. Such as lamb will require a daily digestible crude protein in 33 to 67 grams. Fatteners require average dry matter intake about 5% of their body. There are different energy and protein needs for growth or production in goats. The kids of goat require about 18 to 21% crude protein and about 2.52 mcal metabolic energy. The crude protein need may be as low as 10% of the dry matter. Intake energy is 2.16 mcal min. Minerals are organic and inorganic compounds that play vital roles in metabol is other physiological development of animals. They are classified as macro and minerals. Macro and minerals include calcium, phosphorus, magnesium, potassium, and chlorine. Microminerals are iron, fluorine, sulfur, and chromium. Calcium and phosphorus must be well supplied in the cattle, sheep, and goats ration for bone development milking.
Feed material used in ruminant feeding. Roughridges form the main component of ruminant feeding and are made up of grasses and legumes. There are two types of roughridges based on their moisture content, namely succulent roughridges or namely dry roughridges. Fresh grasses, legumes, and some browse plants and fodder such as silage are considered roughridges, while hay and other standing grass or straw are the dry roughaging. Dry roughage has 10 to 15% moisture. These include hay, dry, and standing grass, and including straw. Hay is made by cutting the grass or legume, while fresh and is sun-dried or cured baled are kept in the feed store for dry season or stall feeding. Succulent roughridges are grasses or legume containing above 60% moisture and can be cut and fed or grazed. Example of grasses used as pasture and guinea grass, gamba, elephant grass, giant's grass, and plant like elephant grass and maize are used to prepare silage. Grasses and legume can also be fenced and grazed by ruminant. Pasture is a piece of land which naturally has grass or legume growing on it, or if seeded, it is called artificial pasture. If grass and legume are planted together, they are called mixed pasture or sole pasture. Pasture can be managed by application of fertilizer and weeding. It can also be renovated by burning to allow new young green pasture to come up, or the whole pasture plunged into the soil so that new one can grow. Ruminant are often grazed or pasture where there is facility for it, especially during the rainy season. The grazing system used including continuous grazing, rotational grazing, and a strip grazing system. Or strip grazing system is restricting the animal to a selection of the pasture, usually with electric fence. Rotational grazing form the namely implies rotating the animal on fenced pasture. Conservation method for fodder have been developed over the year to feed the ruminant during the dry season. During the rainy season, there is usually an abundance in the supply of fodder. Example is grass and legume. Fodders may be conserved in form of hay, silage, and haylage. Hay is a green grass, legume, or any fodder crop about 80 to 85% dry matter content, harvested, chopped, and allowed to dry or cured on the field. The leaves must not be allowed to shatter or rain allowed on it to prevent leaching of the nutrient. Hay must be stored in a well-ventilated store that will prevent the growth of mold or fungi. A good silage must not grow molding and must have pH 4.0 to 5.0. The color must be greenish yellow and have a vinegar color as a result of organic acids such as formic acid, acetic acid, propionic acid, and butyric acid. Silage is very valuable to ruminants. The product obtained is called haylage, which is produced by mudding through the munching of grass and other plants.